In snooker, long potting well gets you in control, keeps you in control, and stops your opponent from being in control. So control the game. This is Break from Life. Welcome back, and if this is the first time you've watched one of our videos, then it's fantastic to have you here. In snooker, you have very little chance of being in control of a game if your long potting isn't up to a certain level. Let me show you what I mean. If your opponent is going to miss pots like this and continuously give you chances, then you do not need to long pot well in order to win a game. There is a limit to the amount you can improve though if you're relying on your opponent to miss simple pots. If an opponent knows you're unlikely to play any difficult pot, then they're likely to just play safe until you get a chance. And if you are unable to pot some shorter shots, they may well get away with safety shots like this one that leave it half safe. And eventually you'll just find they get in the balls and score a lot more than you do when they seem to be making a lot more mistakes. You need to be able to do something about this. There are about 3 different types of long pots. There's this one, the sort of shot you should be fairly comfortable with. In this case, this red I should be fairly confident potting because it's within my ability range quite comfortably. Then there's this sort of shot that isn't in my ability range. That's not to say I can't pot it, that's to say I'm not guaranteed to pot it every time and may miss it a fair bit. And with a shot like this, I'd expect to get within this sort of range between that point on the cushion. So on a shot like this, I can't guarantee I'm going to pot the ball, only that I can get it towards the right area. I always just want to make sure I'm hitting it towards the right area so it's got the greatest chance of going in the pocket. Then you have shots like these where you might hit the wrong point on the ball, but the ball's so close to the pocket that it's still going to go in even if you're quite a long way out. Knowing which shot you're playing is critical, not just to know if you should be playing that shot or not, but to know how you should be playing that shot, because nothing improves your game more than knowing the exact limits of your own ability. Playing the pot on this green is the wrong shot for a number of reasons that I'll explain later in the video, but I'm able to pot it still because I'm using the cam system that I explain in our video, Snooker Aiming System. You can find it on the Break from Life channel page and in the card right here. And check out all our other videos if you want to improve at the game. And remember to make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel. So here's the basic way of how to line up a long pot that you're not likely to pot. Now, if this was a shorter shot, what we could do is simply imagine that we need to hit the pink right here to pot it. If we hit it there, we're likely to pot the ball. However, it's a lot harder from all the way back here to do that. And if we're just a little bit out like this or this, it's going to miss by quite a way. For a minute, we can't improve on this because this is just the limits of our own ability. So what we can do is decide if we want to play a shot where we may hit the cushion anywhere in between here and here. Is that a risk worth taking? We can, however, line it up in a way that gives us the greatest chance of potting it, and do everything in our power to make sure the white hits exactly there, although this is no guarantee this will come off. But this may be the best chance you get at winning the game, so in a way you've got to play it. So is there any way that you can still play the shot and stay in control of chance? Because even if you line it up perfectly sometimes and play the shot as well as you can, you just simply lack the ability to be 100% sure of whether or not you're going to pot the ball. And this is okay because everybody's ability runs out eventually at some level. And there are some times when you just simply have to pot your way out of trouble and there is no other option on. And really the only way to stop this is to control the game earlier and not let yourself get in these positions in the first place. However, there is a way on most shots to still play a difficult pot, such as this one down the cushion, but if we leave the white along the top cushion here somewhere, we're very unlikely to leave anything on. Nothing goes in the middle pocket. It'll be too low down the table to pot anything. This is the only red we can really leave on, the one we're playing. So we can play this shot and hope to pot it, but if we don't pot it, we're going to be fairly certain that our shot is going to go safe. This is fairly basic, really. But you'd be surprised of how many times players fail to take an opportunity to do this when they've got a chance to. And this can simply be sometimes that they think they must play to their absolute top level to win games. For example, this red at the end here on the left hand side, it's a very difficult pot. It's a chance to pot a ball, but you don't know where the white's going. To start off with, you can be leaving a lot of shots on if you miss it. However, this red on the right hand side, it's going to go safe if you miss. So if we play this one, we know we're going to be safe, and there's a chance you might pot it, even though the pot is an awful lot more difficult than the red on the left hand side. It's a more difficult pot, but we know we're going to play a good safety shot. And this gives us control of the game, because we've played safe, we've left the same pot we had, but it's still just as difficult pot, and we've forced them into playing the shot. So as long as they miss this and they don't take control off us in this way, we're going to keep control, and we're forcing our opponent to rely on chance in order to either pot the ball or get safe, which they've got fairly safe here. But you can do this with a number of shots to just help you control over the game. For example, you can play shots with different amounts of side spin. If you're good at this, you can take pots on that you wouldn't be able to go for normally and still get the ball into a safe position. And these are the sort of shots that you need to practice, because they will improve your game massively. So if you want to become a better long potter, then do this. Work out to start off with what type of shot it is. If it's a one that you're not going to pot regularly, like this one, so I'm playing the shot to go safe at the same time, or is it a pot like this one where I'm confident in potting it nearly 10 times out of 10, and I need to take full advantage of this in order to win the game, because this may be the best chance I get. And when you've got a ball close to the pocket like this, you're really trying to do the same thing. A great piece of advice here is not to try to play these shots too slowly and get on the black, because even if you pot the ball, which you may not playing it very slowly, you might not get ideal position, so play it a bit firmer up for the blue. Everybody's ability though is different. For example, this shot you might find a difficult shot. For other players, this shot might be comfortable for them to play and pot every single time. You just got to work out for your own ability whether or not it's the right shot to play at the time. Whatever the shot you're going to play, it's more likely to go right if you use our cam aiming system from our video Snooker aiming system. It's in the card right now. Basically what you need to do is work out where the white needs to go. So on this sort of shot, somewhere like here, then we can use the centre of this white as a point to aim at. I do, however, on this sort of shot where I'm not guaranteed to pot the ball, need to consider what will happen if I miss the shot. And on this shot, if I stun the white exactly where it is, I will be on the black and have a good chance of scoring more points, and the only red I can leave is the one I'm playing. And I've got to make sure I score some points off this chance, because if you don't fully take advantage of the long pots you get, you may find you later lose control of the game and later lose the game. So you want to make sure you score if you pot it. So when we're playing this shot, we know exactly where we're lining up for. We found our point on the object ball, and we want to make sure we're hitting the exact center of the cue ball. Once we've done this, we're going to know that even if we miss it, there's a very low chance of it going wrong and giving our opponent any opportunity. But as we've potted it, we now need to make sure we take full advantage of this long pot we got, because we may not get a chance like this again, especially if we're playing against a good player. So making sure we stay in close position is crucial. What makes a really frightening snooker player is not just somebody who can pot a ball from a difficult position. It's somebody who can pot a ball from a difficult position and go on to win a frame from it. And a lot of your ability to do this is from your technique. And if you want to improve your technique, then why not try our video cue grip technique? And if you're having trouble with the way you stand, then how to stand in snooker is going to help you with that. And remember, don't just watch, play, and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel and check out the website. See you later.